Hello, everyone. Dr. Vicky here, speaking to you from the Seeds of Transformation Healing Center in Wareham, Massachusetts. It's time to look at the 8-8 portal. That is the Lionsgate portal. This is a yearly event, really, and it has to do with the sign of Leo. It has to do with the star Sirius. Which is, I believe, the sister star of our star Sol in our solar system, is connected to the time when the Nile would flood, and it would be a time of manifestation and sort of nurturing harvest, as it were. And it is a time when it's an energy of manifestation. It happens on the 8th month, which is a number of manifestation, on the 8th day, which is a number of manifestation. And this year it's in the 7 universal year. So 7 universal year is about knowing thyself. And so this particular vibration, 8-8, 2023, actually vibrates to a 5, a 23-5. And we'll look at the numbers, and we'll actually look at the chart, because there's some pretty intense things happening in the chart as well. So we can get started on that. Let's start on that. All right, so let's take a look at this. So we're going to be looking at the chart here and the Kabbalah along with the chart. And so I selected the 8-8 portal at 8:08 a.m. There's also an 8:08 p.m. chart we could look at, but let's just stick with this. We don't have to complicate things as it is. So this is the tree of life right here, and these are, each one of these circles is connected to a planetary body. And so I put what signs these planetary bodies are in, and we have the chart over here. Now the vibration 8 + 8 + 7 universal years, it's 23-5 vibration. The 23-5 vibration is the King of Wands, and in the system that I use, the King of Wands is associated with cardinal fire, or Aries, as it were. And so the King of Wands, all the kings in the tarot are located in Hokmah. Hokmah is right here. Okay. Now you see that we have the symbol of Taurus in here. You're saying, well, I thought you said it's Aries. Well, it is in Aries. But this Sephiroth is associated with the planet Uranus, and we have Uranus in Taurus, so that's why the Taurus symbol is here. But this card, okay, this energy sits in here, so it has the energy of Aries. It also has the energy of Uranus. So it's this awakening. It's awakening to what? Our dominion over our spirit. Okay, fire is spirit, fire is inspiration, fire is creativity. What is inspiring you? What is it that you want to create? What is it that you want to create that you will manifest? Now, I'll just mention that next year, the 8-8 portal will be in an 8 universal year. So that's a 888. So that's a very auspicious energy, but it's also a lot of responsibility, because the 8 is, as you sow, so shall you reap. So you have to be very careful, even in this 8-8-7 vibration that we're in this year. You have to be very careful about where you focus your energy. Now, let's take a look at the chart itself. So we have this chart at 8:08 a.m. I did it for Washington, D.C. There's a couple of aspects in here that are pretty potent. We have a T-square here between the North Node, the South Node, and Pluto. Now, this has been in orb and will be in orb until November, and was actually exactly square the last week of July, thereabouts, the last week of July, where it actually made 3 exact squares, which is kind of unusual. Usually an exact square to the nodes is a one-time wonder, but it not this time because it's Pluto, and Pluto is the planet of that helps us to evolve. We evolve through our emotional body. The nodes are the nodes of the moon, so we're dealing with our emotional body there, and so this is an evolution of our souls and an evolution of how we react and respond to life. Pluto square the nodes is an evolutionary crossroads. And we are looking at, with Pluto square the nodes, or with Pluto in Capricorn, right at the end of Capricorn. Pluto's been in Capricorn since 2008. Pluto is the planet of death and rebirth. It restructures, it breaks things down. And then we have the seeds of restructuring with Pluto. And in Capricorn, it has to do with the hierarchy, and it has to do with the structures of what sort of keeps our society both in alignment and also oppressed. Capricorn can be in very oppressive energy. And certainly we have seen these large institutions ruled by Capricorn, such as banking, the military industrial complex, large institutions such as universities, governments, large corporations. And of course, some of these corporations are so big now that it's almost like they're deities within themselves, right? And we have these people running them that, are not all that, they're pretty much narcissistic. So we have our problems. Pluto square the nodes. When a planet is square the nodes, you feel caught between the past and the future. But we're being asked to move in the direction of Aries, and Aries is the I am. So it's about your identity. It's about something new. It's about where you're going to put your energy. The resolution node for Pluto square the nodes is the South node. So this is talking about a renegotiation of our relationships, okay? Renegotiation of our relationships. It also, Pluto in Capricorn square, that South node, as the resolution node in Libra, is abuses of power going through the legal system. And we certainly have seen that. In fact, in point of fact, after Pluto squared the nodes 3 times, a few days later, with the full moon and a hammer of Thor with Mars at the handle of the hammer of Thor, Donald Trump was indicted for the January 6th issues, which for many people are the most egregious of all the things that he's done. And he's done quite a few egregious things. So it's quite a list. Nothing like topping yourself, Donnie boy. Anyway, so that happens on the 1st. Well, we have another hammer of Thor, and that's here in the pink. And this time the handle is not Mars, but it's Mercury. So it's information. Mercury in Virgo. Mercury likes being in Virgo. Mercury in Virgo is analysis. It's information coming out. So there's new information coming out. And it's very possible that within the next couple of days, Fani Willis in Georgia is also going to indict the president. Plus, and I don't know what happened. I'm doing this I haven't had a chance to look at the news today because I've been so busy, creating class content and redoing my house that I haven't had a chance to look at the thing. So I don't know what happened with the judge for the insurrection case. Well, it's not an insurrection case, but you know what I'm talking about, the January 6th issue, Chutkin, whether or not she's putting a protective order, and what's going to be the consequence if Trump continues to bash and influence the people who spoke against him and the prosecutors and the like. So we'll see what happens with that. And you may actually know what happened, but I don't know. But I know the fact that there is Mercury at the hammer of Thor here very possibly could be some sort of gag order. I don't know how that would work. I don't even know if that's a possibility, but hell, why not, right? The other parts of this are Pluto and Aries here. So this is the square, right? And of course, it's part of this square of the nodes too. So everything is sort of collecting between Pluto and the North Node. And if you notice, the North Node is in Aries, and of course, this vibration for this day is Aries. And we also have Chiron in Aries. And in fact, Chiron at 19 degrees is very close to the United States Chiron, which is at 20 plus degrees. It's now it's moving retrograde, so it's not going to be exact, but we are going to have Chiron return. I believe it's our 5th Chiron return in our history. I think that's going to happen next year, if I'm right. Or yeah, I think it's going to happen next year because Chiron just went retrograde. And I believe it's 3 hits of that, but it could be, I think it's 3 hits of Chiron. But I don't quote me on that. I'm not sure. So a couple of other things about this chart. It is the Lion's Gate. Well, what's going on in Leo, right? Well, we have the Sun and Venus retrograde in Leo. And Venus and the Sun are conjunct. Now on the 21st, Venus and the Sun will come together, and Venus will be in the heart of the Sun. That is the highlight of the Venus retrograde cycle. Venus is retrograde until, do I want to say October, September? Oh my God, I should know this. Well, it's retrograde for 42 or 43 days this time. I think it's 43 days, all in Leo. Goes all the way back to 13 degrees of Leo, and then it turns direct and goes back through Leo and doesn't actually get out of Leo until October. I think it's September 3rd. I think it's retrograde till September 3rd. If my memory serves me, which I've been breathing in stripper fumes today, trying to strip a door. So not really, don't get nervous about that. That was a joke. But memory. All right, what else is going on? Well, and then of course we have Black Moon Lilith here, and something that's not in this chart is Eris. Eris is at about 25 degrees so Eris is sitting right between Chiron and the North Node. Eris in Aries is trining Venus and trining Black Moon Lilith. Black Moon Lilith and Eris are not dames you want to mess with because they can be they're pretty mad. So there's that. And of course, Judge Chutkin is a woman. Fani Willis is a woman. The Attorney General of New York is a woman. All those 3 women are women of color. And of course, E. Jean Carroll did actually is suing him for defamation again. So it's like all this woman stuff is coming home to roost. The other thing is both Venus and Black Moon Lilith are pretty close to Trump's Mars at 26, I think 26 degrees of Leo. The other thing that's happening here is we have Uranus here. We have a lot of Taurus. We have the Moon and Jupiter conjunct. That always raises the limit, so to speak, on our feelings and our emotions, although the Moon in Taurus is pretty stable, but it's conjunct Uranus, so anything can happen. And it is in a trine to both Mars here and Mercury. Mars and Mercury are close together, okay? Mercury is going to make a conjunction to Mars shortly. The Sun is going to make a conjunction to Venus. So, and Mars is the ruler of the North Node, and Venus is the ruler of the South Node. So there's all of this energy of how are we going to relate in a new way, we do have Neptune here in conjunct to the South Node. So there's still some illusion, giving your power away in your relationships, but not really being aware that it's happening because you're getting gaslit. So that's the energy of that Neptune. We also have Saturn here in in Pisces, of course, Saturn is never never too far. Although it doesn't look like it has any exact aspects to anything. I don't know if I would call it unaspected or not, because there may be asteroids that are aspecting Saturn, which I would count myself, but I didn't put the asteroids in here because I wanted to try to keep it as simple as I could. So what is all this about? Well, it's about retribution to a certain extent. It's about deciding. The time has come for those in who think they're above the law to find out that in fact they are not. But it's also an opportunity for us to do things in a different way. We can't, all this pain and suffering, quite honestly, that we've gone through since Trump's been in office has to count for something. And he's brought us to this point so that we can do it. We're not going to go back to the old ways. We got to do it differently, right? And of course we will, because the North Node now is in Aries, and it's talking about a new way of doing things. But we're all going to have to evaluate our relationship, our relationships, our relationship to power, how we give away our power in our relationships, and how can we be okay with ourselves enough to stand up in our relationships, and then project ourselves out there as to who we truly are. And who we truly are, the Leo reminds us that we are sparks of the divine. We are sparks of the divine. So this is a very, very powerful time, certainly. So let's stop this. And you're just going to have me and my crazy hair. I figured it looked a little Leo, but it kind of looked like Leo that spent too much time on the Serengeti and didn't get to their hairdresser. So this is my crazy Leo here, and I have my Leo over here. So I want to do a reading. Let's do some cards. I haven't done reading in a long time, and I do like doing them. And I keep promising I'm going to do more and more, but then I keep getting busy. So, but I will keep my promise, because if I make one, I need to keep it. Plus, there's a lot of stuff going on right now to see what's going to happen with Chutkin and all that stuff. So we'll see. We'll see. All right, I'm using the Spellcasters Tarot. This is the Modern Spellcasters. I guess there's a not Modern Spellcasters. I don't know. It's by Melanie Marquis with illustrations by Scott Murphy. So what is it that we need to be aware of through this 8/8 portal? Let's see. And then I'm also going to pick a Starseed Oracle. I mean, why not, right? I mean, this is all about the stars, reconnecting with our galactic roots, really. Honestly, we're all extraterrestrial. We're all from another place. We just happen to be on Earth this time. And some of us have been here for a long, long time. Or it's felt like a long, long time. But there's a lot of sun activity. And whenever there's a lot of sun activity, it stimulates the atmosphere. So there's more storms. Plus we have, global climate change. And the more sun energy coming into the atmosphere, the more souls will incarnate. So there are a lot of people leaving, but there's a lot of souls coming in, and those souls will be helpful. And those of us who come in before the great shift that we're going through now are here to help show the way to the best of our abilities. So that's why you see all these readers talking about this 8/8 portal. All right, let's see. What do the cards have to say? We have the Hierophant. This is a number of things. This can be government. This card is pretty stark with this. We see that these people are like bent over, and you can't see the face of the Hierophant here. We see the eye in the back here. The Hierophant, first of all, is a Taurus energy, And we have the moon in Taurus, and we have Uranus in Taurus, and we have Jupiter in Taurus. But the 5 is about listening to the still small voice within. It's about clear audience. So you need to listen. You're being given messages and you'll hear it, right? You'll hear it. Let's see what's crossing that. Healing, temperance, balance. It's going to be difficult because of the energy shifts and all the energy coming in at this time. This path on the tree of life is called a triumphant intelligence, the triumphant intelligence. The Hebrew letter associated with the Hierophant is Vow. And vow means nailed down, so to speak. So we're nailed down right now. And the challenge is, how do you keep the balance? It's very important that no matter what happens, whether you like it or not, whether what's happening you hear and you like it, or what's happening here you don't, that you walk the straight and narrow. You walk the straight and narrow. The challenge is, how do we heal this? Let's see what's underneath it all. We have the 8 of Swords. There's this feeling of needing to make the right move, that this is about, this guy is got his hands tied and he's got a blindfold. He can't see where he's going. The only way he can really know where he's going is to utilize his third eye, which we see right here. And this, see the third eye up there? Okay, so what this is saying is that we need to, this is a trial by fire, guys. We're going through a trial by fire. And you can see Taurus there. You see the bull behind him, which is not usually what you see in this card, right? But we have the bull, and so there's that energy of Taurus again. So Taurus keeps coming up. It also has to do with the fires that we're having and the climate change and the smoke. Where there's smoke, there's fire, that kind of thing. And there's a lot of disruption. And so we have to be very careful about the way that we move forward and utilizing our, so it's like, if we pay attention to our logical mind, like the facts, not that the facts aren't important, because they are important. This is a thing, right? But if we think too logically, we're going to miss the way to get through it. So we have to balance logic with intuition. This is this is asking us to be intuitive. Although this is actually a Gemini card in the system that I use. Let's see what's in the past. We have the Knight of Pentacles in the past. This is an energy of having done the work. So if you've done the work, you're waiting for things to manifest, to come in. We have a giant squirrel here, which is scary enough, but especially for my friend Jackie, who calls squirrels public enemy #1 because she loves to feed birds and they eat all her seed. So don't get scared, Jackie, when you see this. But this is about gathering. So you have gathered the information that you need. Hopefully you've gathered the information and the resources that you need. Let's see what's in the sky. Love, relationship, give and take. This is a vibration of give and take. We see the heart up there with the X in it. That's a rune. The X, it's Gebu, which is give and take. It's the rune of relationship. And so the spirit is saying it's time for us to look in each other's eyes and work together, right? The male and the female work together, the male and female within you balanced and work together. The 2 of Cups is a beautiful vibration. It's actually located in Hokmah as well. So it's connected to Uranus, and Uranus is in Taurus, and Taurus is about sensuality and love and you know, having your 5 senses, and that's very Taurian. So there's a lot of Taurus energy in this reading, very interestingly enough. In the immediate future, we have the 4 of Wands. So again, we see this is a hand fasting. We see there's a hand fasting between 2 women here, but this could be anybody. This could be committing to one another to move through this. So this is a challenge perhaps, and an opportunity for us. How it's seen from the outside, the Two of Pentacles, trying to keep the balance. That goes along with the Temperance as the challenge, keeping balance. Everything here is about, we're at a very, we're at a tipping point, guys. That's what this card's telling us. And we need to, in every other way, we need to have some balance. Let's see our domestic situation. We have the Four of Cups here. Now, in this deck, he's in a meditative pose. Okay, so this isn't your usual Four of Cups, although one of the cups is behind him. So don't forget that there's one behind you as well. But this is asking us to sit in meditation with intention. So tomorrow at 8:08 in the morning, if you can, or 8:08 in the evening, if you can, sit for 8 minutes and 8 seconds. I guess you can time it on your phone somehow, and open that third eye up, open to, and if you can't do it at those times, that's fine. Anytime you do it, it doesn't matter. You can do it right now if you see this, or while you're doing, well, you can't do it while you're watching me, but it can be done. And again, information is coming in. So there's a lot of information that we're going to be downloaded with. Hopes and fears, the Five of Cups. We're tired of losing. Are we tired of losing yet, guys? This is about loss. This is about loss. And yet we see that this person still has Two Cups. So we have to let go of the things that are moving out of our life and take hold of what we have. And it's Two Cups, right? And that we have the Two of Cups up top. So in a way, we fear that we're going to lose things that are most important to us, I think. But it's about change. It's about change. It doesn't mean we have to lose. Oh, guys, I tell you, man, I just love these cards. Justice, baby. Is that Judge Chutkin? Is that Fonnie Willis? Is that with Tish James? Is that who that is? It's Justice, and we're going to see justice. So we might actually see either another indictment come down, or Chutkin do something unprecedented and significant for Trump because he refuses to go by the rules. Besides that, because Trump is simply an avatar, is that we have to go by the rules, guys. We have to be fair. We can't just all be about me. Like, you can't get to that Aries North Node until you find the balance within. That's what Pluto square the nodes, resolution node, south node is asking us to do. And that 8:08 in the morning, that North Node, right, is in the seventh house, pointing to, now this is for the United States, pointing for us to come together. Okay, let's see what's underneath it all. We have the Four of Pentacles, which is stability, having built stability. The Eight of Wands, information coming fast and furious. And the Three of Swords. The Three of Swords seems like a terrible card, and it is. It's heartbreak. People are getting their hearts broken, but it's also frees you from dysfunctional relationships. So some of us will have our heart broken, but understand that it really is all in service of freeing us from any kind, from a sense of what's that word? This stalemate. The stalemate is over, guys. The stalemate is over. All right. So, wow, that was powerful. All right, now I'm going to pull we'll see. I'm going to pull maybe a couple. We'll see how it goes. I don't ever know until I put them in my hands and then I know. Okay, hold on. We're going to look at the Starseed. Oh, good. I have the book. The Starseed Oracle cards. Why not, right? Oops, sorry, guys. I don't know if it matters to you if you can see me. All right, sorry, guys. It's annoying me. You know what? Let me just move this. Maybe that'll help. I thought I had enough light in here. Oh, there I am. My hair still doesn't look any better. Okay. Let's look at these. Oops. Starseed Oracle card. Starseed Oracle. What are this? What information do we need to be aware of on this 8/8 portal? I think we'll stick to one. That's what it feels like. It should be one. All right. Let me just shuffle them up good. Weird eyebrow. You can tell things are in Leo, right? I care about what my eyebrow looks like. I've always had a weird eyebrow, like all my pictures. This weird eyebrow. Am I having fun? Yes, I'm having fun. I'm a little loopy though because of the mineral spirits that I had to use to clean all my stuff. All right. It says pick from the bottom. The Golden Children. Oops, I don't think you can see it. Where is it? Oh, there we go. The Golden Children. All right. Apropos. Inner child tenderness, innocence, and rare gifts. I'm just going to read from the book because it's so beautifully written. It's like reinventing the wheel. There's no point. Okay, excuse me. I have to read without my glasses. I'm glad I spent all that money on these. Golden children, children of the sun. I just talked about that, right? Are highly advanced, extremely intelligent souls who are incarnating increasingly on planet Earth. You're watching this, you're one of them, but you came first. We kind of came before the rush, before the big rush of sun children. We came, right? Okay. They have little or no personal karma and possess incredible gifts and intuitive abilities. Golden children are born with a very clear mission. Many remember it from a young age and begin answering and sharing early in life. Due to their unique intelligence, they may find themselves easily bored at school. Most have never incarnated on Earth before, so if they're not supported in the right ways, they struggle with physical life here. They often are referred to as new humans. If you pull this card, it may be a sign that you're being called to mother, father, or nurture a child. You may be called to tend to your own inner child, a creative idea or project, or a new beginning. To treat yourself or the new beginning with sweet, tender love, to nurture and nourish it, to give it every chance to grow and reach adulthood, to encourage it, to water it, to see the world through the innocence of a child, to see yourself and others as innocent children, to remember that deep down, everyone is trying their best, and if they're treated with a tender heart, they'll not harden as the they'll not harden as they journey through this great adventure called life. The Starseed Inquiry. How can you treat yourself or others more tenderly? It's time to be kind and really mean it. Well, That's what I see. I hope you enjoyed this video. Please like and subscribe if you would. I do have a Patreon page if you're interested in becoming a patron. I am developing some new classes that will be starting in September. I will make an announcement on that, and you'll find them on my website. They're not up yet, of course, because I don't know, I'm doing my house. I got to prioritize. But I am going to be starting a beginner's astrology class for those of you who are interested. I also am developing a class, the Kabbalah for astrologers. So if you know astrology, pretty well, houses, signs, aspects, you don't have to be an absolute expert astrologer to take it, but how we can use the Kabbalah and the Tree of Life with astrology. It's very wonderful. It's a wonderful way, and more proof of how we're all connected and how everything on some level serves. It really helps us to understand each other and ourselves, number one, and then number two, other people, because everybody in our life is a reflection trying to show us something about ourselves. So what is Trump trying to show us about ourselves? I think it's a combination of, both having to go by the rules, but also creating your own reality. Assuming you don't hurt anybody, which he didn't get that memo. He got the creating your own reality memo, but not he has an inability, and he's empathically retarded, right? That's probably a better word, but empathically, his empathy was somehow shut down, and I think that probably happened as a child. I actually, if you become a Patreon, I actually have I started it on Patreon, but now it's on YouTube. Devil's in the details. I go over Trump's relationship to his dad, where it all started, kind of thing, and you can see it in that as well. So anyway, I'll stop talking. I have to go spend some time with my husband. All right, guys, take care. Have a wonderful 8/8 portal. Remember, give yourself at least 8 minutes to do some meditation, or if you can, do it in the morning and do it in the evening, and see if you get anything else. And we'll see what happens with the ex-president and all that stuff. And seeing as he's the avatar, we'll see what happens to him, and we'll know what we need to learn from this experience. So I love you all. Take care, and as I said, be kind. Much love. Namaste.